Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome back to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Guild Wars 2. And we're using the TF talkies today, so by all means, transform me to your heart's content. But we are currently talking a little bit about Starlight New Dawn here. If I can find the right thing, there we go.
Because we had a very interesting session.
So, yeah, for anybody that hasn't watched it, definitely should go do so. But just a brief summary there. Jet has a book that we have... Originally, we called it the Necronomicon, but we've since changed it to Book of the Abyss. It doesn't actually have a title, but it's detailing all sorts of information for Jet about, undead and bringing the end to things and just, you know, universal laws of reality itself. So anyways, yeah, Jet's been a little crazy with it and causing concern. But I do want to point out that yes, while Jet is definitely very validly concerning people with what he's saying, it's also not that out of character.
Oh no, definitely not. Especially when you kind of consider the prepper kind of focus that Jet had when we first entered Iron Valley, or really kind of after the Oran Grove arc to basically middle of our experience with the Iron Valley, at least from Dart's perspective, and kind of putting probably a bit more stronger words than Dart would probably use for it, but Jet was definitely showing the the trauma, the PTSD from the experience of essentially having Alabaster Gleam come into Starlight, fleeing the town, finding shelter in a house, and then basically not being able to protect even themselves, floating away, nearly getting attacked by the weird monsters. Because actually, I think it's just the giant monsters, not the zombie monsters. But actually, no, you did have the zombie monsters the second time.
Well, no, Jet was the one that was almost killed by the zombie monsters the first time, and then wound up at the circus with them.
Yep, and that was the second encounter with the zombie monsters. Not fun, and combined with the existential crisis of am I alive, am I not alive? Because ghost type implies that you kind of died, and Jet already expressing that the only thing that he remembers is actually just kind of floating in the dark abyss for who knows how long before actually waking up. So you remember dying is definitely quite the concoction.
Being dead.
Yeah. That's quite the concoction that you have in the cauldron there of trauma. So finding a means to process that is one that understandable, going down essentially the preparation route of, well, hey, I got to keep everyone safe because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth unnecessarily, but from Dart's perspective, it's you've gone through something very traumatic. You don't want it to have it happen to anyone else.
No, that's exactly how he feels about it. Yeah, he's been there. He does not want to see any of his friends go through that. Which is why he is so incredibly concerned about it. Oh, Rdyjin is back. Yay!
Welcome back, Rdyjin.
Yeah, I'm just doing some random stuff in Guild Wars right now. They've got a festival going on, and there's actually some nice cosmetics that I really want, that I gotta do events in the festival to earn. Like, there's this really cool dragon head that seems to actually be a properly working dragon instead of, you know... You guys know the kinds of cosmetics, the ones where it's like, oh yeah, you've got a dragon head, but it's basically just a helmet in the shape of a dragon.
Hmm.
No, like the mouth and everything moves and it blinks and so on. So it's like an actual, basically turning dragon thing, and it's cool, and I want it for my squirrel character on here, and... Anyways, it's just busy work that I'm doing, so that's why I was like, hey, we can talk and stuff while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Jet, it's just... This is an opportunity to keep everybody safe. He could stop the Alabaster Gleam. He could use it to take control, or maybe stop, or he doesn't know anything more about it yet. But the way, like, the possibilities for what he could do in regards to those frickin' zombie things seem to be endless with this book. And those things nearly killed everybody twice. So yeah, prepper kind of thoughts there, and wanting to make sure everybody is okay.
Yeah, and I think, and like when we had the talk about the whole like you're over preparing, like, you know, you don't need to be like grabbing random scraps of food from like the garbage to, like, you know, make sure that we have enough to eat, like
But that, I think, was somebody setting him off with that. Pretty sure it was Amos. Fair bet that it was Amos. I don't remember, but I know somebody set him off on that.
yeah.
Which, by the way, we should move up to the streaming room so Rdyjin can join.
Oh, I thought we were in the stream room, my bad.
Yeah. Rdyjin, you can join if you want. And if you want a break from the, well, actually, I don't know if he's listening. I'll message him.
I'm not sure.
I mean, there are things that can set him off, but at the same time, already this book has literally fixed his fear. And that alone makes him very much feel like this is a overall benefit to everybody.
You signal.
My time is precious.
Oh, and very fair. I think, like, definitely when the characters sit down to kind of have a talk, because consider you have, like, I think the party's pretty unanimous in being very concerned right now.
Just a little.
So it's like, you know what, let's like let's like at least try to get like a little bit of understanding going on, and trying to like at least set some limits, or at least figure out what to work through. Because, like, you know, these are the kind of things that are not going to be like a, oh hey, let's all sit around the campfire and everything's gonna be okay. But definitely making steps. Because, you know, if we're going to be able to get through any of our stuff, we need to be able to work as a team. And that's where, like, Dar at least dropped the comment of, like, you know, I know your heart's in the right place, but, like, no. We're not doing this.
But... Zombie dart.
Definitely not.
Though what's going through his head is, huh, I mean, I can make zombies. What if I can, like, bring him back as he is with this? That's what's going through his head anyways.
Hmm.
He definitely, I will definitely say he does not want to bring back anybody the way the Alabaster Gleam zombies were.
Hmm.
Chi.
How you doing, Rdyjin?
Also, if you do want to work... Oh, okay, good. I was like, you know, you can go work on other stuff like that. I was literally going to bring up the fence thing. He liked that enough, he wanted it colored.
Well, I originally drew this on my tablet that I bring to work.
Oh.
But if I'm gonna color it, there's some things I want to fix anyway.
That is fair.
You were fair.
You are amazing.
I know.
Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. I got stuck. I'm excited about the other books that we might find, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And in particular, I am excited to see the combos we can make with them. Especially considering, you know, I was only, I mean, I was semi-joking about Jet becoming a lich, but the fact that Tao told me that I would need a second book for that, and they are used together, what kind of things can we pull off with that?
Oh, you know, as soon as Taldarius was explaining some of this after the session, I'm like, you know what? If we make it that far, I feel like Dart's just going to have a goal of just, you know, collecting all these books and then putting him in, like, his personal library in, like, the restricted section that's going to be so far away from anyone's, like, ability to get them that's like, you know what? No one's going to be tempted by these. These shouldn't be here. No one's going to read them again.
Well, to be fair, we don't know if the others aren't supposed to be here. We only know that this one is not supposed to.
Yeah. Though, considering one of the other ones, you know, is needed for liches, I think it might be a running theme.
Oh, okay, I see. I have not come across this little mini game, so I had no idea what I was doing. But apparently I am grabbing Celestial Cheese Tribute and delivering it to a chest. But you're gonna have to, you know, this is definitely something that Jet is incredibly curious about as well, though. You're gonna have to hash things out with him on who winds up with it in their library.
Oh, is this where we just basically just have like where we have two separate libraries, but they have a secret chamber that meets somewhere in the middle? Um,
I'm liking
and
this idea.
and we have a forbidden vault that requires two different keys to access. So we both have to be in agreement that whatever is inside that vault, we need the information now. So basically, like, treat this like freaking nuclear codes.
I mean, if we wind up getting all of these books in one place, I'm not sure nuclear codes would be quite the proper term for what we'd have on our hand. I feel like it would be far worse.
Look, this is where we just need to we need to send Argus to university, make him a rocket scientist, and we put this freaking base on the moon.
I like this idea. I support this.
Look, and then we can start selling seasonal, like, Starlight astronaut skins.
Why?
For the gacha game.
Where did a gotcha game come into all
Say
this?
that. Why do you always want to turn Starlight into something marketable?
Especially when you took away all of the stuff that I could make money off of it with.
Okay, do elaborate, because I've just been poking fun at the bit of, like, seasonal skins for God knows how long.
Well, what I'm talking about is the tip goals are gone, the influence is gone, the stream loots cards are gone. Those are all ways that I have to monetize these tabletop games. I literally have nothing for Starlight.
In my defense, wasn't the entire purpose of removing those just so we could get back on track? Without having, like, additional kind of, like, influence and potential derailments that
I
put us off course?
I don't think that was quite the. I think it was more that things were happening with. Things were. Rdyjin was doing it far more than what it should have been. Because, like, them by themselves, yeah, sometimes there's a little derailment, but it should not have been to the level that they were. Like,
What are you talking about? A 2-hour segment of Jet getting stuck to Azareth for a minor influence is totally reasonable.
yeah. I will say that one was funny, but at the same time, it was definitely far more than that influence should have allowed. And I can definitely understand why people were annoyed by them, but it's still one of those, like, I don't have any means of... And it's not like these games aren't about just making money, but they are also the main way that I pay my rent even still, so...
It's also the case that, I mentioned this before, but just in general, the amount of influences that you see is way less than it used to be.
It is. It definitely is. Part of it is because I did, not recently, but, somewhat not super long ago, but somewhat recently-ish in the life of the channel as a whole, I did increase the costs of them. Just because, you know, we were getting so many people with so much stuff that it's like, yeah, this is getting to be too much for what,
Yeah, I remember at times where you had like what 2 or 3 people on some games just basically having an influence battle back and forth. It's like, whose game is this?
To be fair, that was fun. But it also did mean that I wound up changing how things worked afterwards. Because that's one of those things that it's fun to have once.
I will say, like, for example, there was a time in early Last Hope where there was a card battle between a couple of people in the chat. And
Yeah.
at the time that I was watching through Last Hope, I still wasn't particularly super active in your community yet. And I think that was like the first and kind of only time where it got that ridiculous where people were having such an intense card battle. But listening to it without having actively been there in the chat was like, it really made the episode fall flat to me, because like most of the episode was like, oh, and now these people I don't know are playing another card to interrupt the game. Oh boy. It's just very different when you are like directly contributing to the community versus when you're kind of separate.
Yeah, but that was one of those things where I allowed it once, and then, you know, I was like, you know what, we're having fun with it here, and after the moment, I went and made adjustments. It was no longer a thing that would be possible.
Yeah, and there are definitely some elements that I would be very opposed to coming back at all. For me, just in particular, just the audio cues. Just because I find for myself as a player, the idea of like, you know, trying to piece together a train of thought and, you know, essentially character dialogue, and then having that train of thought interrupted, you know, you miss the moment, especially when with some of the sound effects that can take you right out of it, at least for me. But I know, at least from how I recalled it, when we were kind of going in the New Dawn direction, we made the decision at the time to, you know, keep things. Actually, no, it was. Actually, maybe in the Oran Grove arc, like the beginnings of the Oran Grove arc. I forget when we made the decision to like, hey, cut out the noise for the time being, just to kind of get us on track. I would need to go back to see exactly when that was, but I know it was either just after first hiatus or the second one. With where I'm personally feeling right now, we are on a lot firmer ground than where we were around that time. So I wouldn't be opposed to at least opening that discussion of, as a group of players, do we want that back? Because at least where I'm standing, at least how I'm feeling, like, you know, if what I found were the particularly disruptive elements that I mentioned before weren't brought back, but everything else was, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Because I think like how I've seen Taldarius handle, you know, the donation goals, is probably the healthier way, where it's like either speeding the content along or essentially creating an extra, or essentially it is really just kind of like, you know, a helpful guide to the next stage, or something that could be of influence as opposed to, okay, I'm going to take you from what you're currently doing, and now we're going to go play Mario Kart in the campaign.
So things like that, like
Hey, that only happened in Lancer.
no, technically that happened in Pathfinder, but not on ZGF.
No, well, you don't. The Lancer game was only like 8 episodes, but there was an episode where you did Mario Kart as your character in Lancer.
So
Oh,
you guys
right.
you guys have played Lancer, or at least Zimmy played Lancer?
Yes. I barely remember it because, like Rdyjin said, it was like 8 episodes, but...
Yeah. Because my ex-partner is pretty into Lancer right now and has been telling me a lot about it. And has been trying to get me into playing Lancer. Help me.
It's interesting. I will honestly say, if you're not enjoying Scar, I don't think you're gonna enjoy that. It is very much one where if you think, like, it doesn't have the dice problem as much that I remember, but the mechanic, like, it is an exceedingly mechanics-heavy game.
But yeah, just a little anecdote comment. Just to jump back to like the meat of the conversation. Like I feel like how I've seen Taldarius handle like the donation goals are a bit more organic. And
I know for me, like, I've been doing a lot of the tip goals for Wild Traditions currently are things that are having a visible... They're mostly things that are happening in the background, but do have a bit of a visible impact on the players themselves. I know one... not yesterday, but the last Friday, we had game-breaking influence where Tanya wanted it to become Phasmophobia, so I actually weaved that into, hey, you're getting a glimpse of rain in the afterlife, and rather than just rather than it just being, oh yeah, random ghost messing with ya.
random ghost actually being Ren crying out from the abyss.
Not too far from it.
Oh lord, my brain just had a really cursed thought. Damn it, brain.
Oh no.
Okay, so like I imagine just the abyss, doesn't really respect, the flow of time per se.
No,
So
it
cue my
doesn't.
mental image of Jet just floating through the abyss, and then just like at one point in time just floating past the Ren and Nebula, as Ren is also temporarily in the abyss.
That
looks valuable.
That would definitely be an interesting thing.
It's like, pray the two don't come in contact with each other.
Starlight gets some rain and Wild Traditions gets Jet.
Oh no.
Well, this is disappointing. Turns out that the thing that I was grinding for is apparently a lot further away than I realized.
That looks valuable.
But it should be fine. I should be able to get what I need. Just means I gotta do a bunch more.
Yay!
Hey there, Black Tiger.
I'm assuming your comment is
You'll never have too much treasure.
reference to the Abyss. We admittedly don't know much about it in game, but probably would make a lot of sense. Oh god, now why am I just imagining just Jet as like basically like a little pirate captain just, navigating the abyss, and he's like, oh yes, that's the Sea of Souls over there. Very turbulent waters.
Well, come along, Dart. We have... Oh, wait, 1 sec. Come along, Dart. I have much to show you in little time. Though we do also have a lot of time. It's kind of confusing in the Abyss. It, both does and does not have time. Either way, come along.
Jet, I told you to stop reading that book.
Oh, no, it's fine. I know exactly where we're going.
Where are we going?
Oh, we're gonna go find out more about MD Industries. You wanted to know that, right? Well, turns out that they've got a base here in the Abyss.
I'm just bringing Vector along.
Don't worry, everybody. He doesn't know,
Joke.
but he's actually got a blind date out here.
So what do I need to donate for that blind date?
Well, sadly, right now we don't have tip goals.
But as I said, I feel like with the, to my recollection, the initial kind of desire to remove them was to essentially limit, the disruptions we were having in the campaign, where we were basically just getting so far off track and not making progress, and certain individuals were not having a lot of fun. I think we are at a stage now where we could have a healthy discussion on reintroducing those, in some form. I think, like, if we have a discussion, I think people might be a bit more open to it. I might be wrong. Like, that's just my current feelings. I'm only one individual.
I know I would definitely not be opposed, so...
What was that, Rdyjin?
One cute individual.
Eep.
When the heck did I draw this? This was so bad. This
What?
was August of last year? God, I sucked in August.
Oh, this is a new race that I haven't done. But yeah, the cards... Like, obviously there's ones that are not tabletop ones that people will play. But like, most of the cards are a very simple... Oh, that one's gonna require me to enter something. Oh, here's the sound.
I can dance on the head of a pin as well.
Assuming I was actually feeding that through.
You were feeding that through.
Yeah. They're relatively quiet in the background. I try to make sure that they don't have stuff of, you know, this card grants this or that or the other thing. Because I definitely know the very first introduction of them was a little much. But, like, I took the feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, and I do appreciate that, and I think, as I said, since like my kind of recollection of events was more of the we need to kind of cut down, like the campaign was not in the best spot at the time, so we just need to like get as clean of a slate as possible, just kind of like try to refocus. I think that period, we probably could have had this discussion months ago. I don't think there's anything bad about, at least, you know, revisiting that time and time again in terms of being like, you know, hey, how are, you know, if we were introduced to typicals, you know, would there be any opposition to that, or any concerns about that? Because, you know, hey, to my understanding, the typicals kind of have to go through Taldarius, so...
Well, Taldarius sets them up, period.
Yeah. So basically, you know, if the concern is like, you know, hey, don't want to have any, you know, body swapping weather or stuff like that happen again, then, you know, hey, we can release those in a healthy environment.
God, that.
Oh yeah, there was the body swapping incident.
Yeah, the simple weather card that was supposed to make it, you know, rain or maybe be a little windier than normal or something along those lines. It turned into a list of 100 different effects of weirdness. Just, yeah.
So no, I think we were just a touch traumatized.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I tried to explain it multiple times, but it's like it's not the card's fault. It was the storyteller. And Rygon, if you happen to find out about this, love your face, but yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that was bad. It was just bad for the particular group and game that was going on. There's a bunch of baby Pokemon that remember nothing. Also, here's extremely chaotic, wild magic that can tear them apart in seconds.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, I remember explaining this before, but that particular event for Dart was definitely a case of the wrong event at the wrong time, because everyone else in the party had already kind of gone through the waking up, the what am I, and gone through effectively a first mission. Dart was like a day or two after that, and, you know, basically went from waking up in a river, traumatic, being smuggled into the city, and then, while still kind of recovering from everything, smuggled out of the city, going through the the cryptid sewers or whatever, like the underground of Starlight, out of the city, find house. You know, I think we had the big monster attack that night, and like not long after that, you have a body swap. So like, Dart still hadn't had a full like sense of self cemented in yet, and to basically have what little sense of like identity effectively ripped from him because of that crystalline weather event, it's like, no, because he body swapped Julian, just punching Julian like, give me back my body, we're not doing this. Because, yeah, there's definitely as we're still going across now, like a very fun, unique challenge of a character that doesn't quite know themselves, and is like trying to find, as like Jet is doing right now, trying to find ways to learn who they are, or at least forge an identity out of what they have, or what they've been given.
And Jed is forging that identity, and you're trying to take it away from him, Dart.
Yeah, and I know I'm a terrible friend.
I still love how high I rolled on that, though.
Oh yeah, no, like it only adds to the concern of like, Jet, we will amputate your paw to like get the book away
Being
from
an
you.
evil overlord is a valid identity, Dart.
Apparently, I'm the evil overlord, and yet they're threatening to chop off my paws! Also, go ahead and try. I can phase, bitch.
Okay, look, honestly, I'm just imagining we're just like, we're just like pinning you down. Someone does the act, and like we got separated, and then like the paw's still gripping on, and then just like ghostly phases right back and reattaches like nothing happened. It's like, if ghosts don't have that as a feature, that might not be a bad idea for a feature for the ghostly types.
But they can,
Like a recombobulation or something like that.
I mean, it does have a place in Pokemon canon. You know, the Haunter is basically that.
Well, we can test its balance through rain, and we'll find out if it's overpowered or not.
Did you guys bring him off this time?
I am very much looking forward to how people respond to finding out what is needed.
What, to bring Rain back?
No, to get Rain, stabilized. Damn it, Ren. Why did you have to pick a name that is the exact fucking same?
I still can't get over the fact that he chose a Renamon for his Digimon. His name is Renzel, but apparently his name Renzel isn't because he's really into Renamon and weasels.
And
I
yet,
mean, we could retroactively patch this. If it becomes unofficial lore, enough, then like, yeah, it'll just be the common belief.
oh right, we just need to write, what was it, 2 fan stories about it?
2 fanfics and, 2 fan arts and a fanfic.
Okay.
Did I ever share with you the original comic of that?
I don't think so.
Allow me one moment to go pull it from the archive. Because it was a funny quote that I end up having to, like, get immortalized. Well after I fell into the furry fandom. Because Abby was there, making sure I got dragged in. Because look, like, basically after, like, 6 months after... Actually, no, yeah, about, like, 6 or so months after meeting him, I met him in person for the first time, and I then had a persona, like, probably a week or 2 later, but it was already in the works, like... Though, be right back one moment.
Razem.
Mwah.
Mwah.
How am I supposed to collect these?
Careful.
Hey Rdyjin, would you message Rex, please, and let him know I'm doing some guild wars if he would like to join? I'm just in a...
Streaming?
Huh?
Is Rex streaming?
I believe so. Then again, I have not heard him in a bit, so... I'm just in a timed event and can't, you know.
But I sent a message.
Okay, apparently, yeah, he stopped streaming.
Oh, it is 3:30 a.m.
Okay, there we go. I am back.
Welcome back.
Cool. I will go grab... There we go, our mellow quote. God, this art is so old.
That feels good.
Ah, my art folder was so small back then.
Casually hides his exceedingly large art folder. You realize I'm over 1,000 pieces of art now, right?
I'm not that far behind you. Let me see, I have 650 things in the Sata folder.
You haven't saved like the random trashy things I've sent you, right?
No, I have
Things
not.
that I've drawn in like 5 minutes.
None of the stuff that you've drawn is actually counted in that at all. That's in a different folder. That's in a different set of folders altogether. That does so yeah. That does not at all include art done by you, Mirai, or Whiskers. Well, except for ref sheets.
Because I was gonna say there's so many like 5-minute sketches that I've drawn and just sent to you.
Well, I have saved them. I'm just not... those aren't counted in the, you know, how much art I have.
Seda, please tell me you haven't saved the random crap I've sent you.
Well, was it for him?
I'm here. I'll bring you back.
There's been a few things.
I mean, if you're talking about, like, you know, like the most recent thing, no, I've not saved that.
What most recent? You're drawing for someone else?
Or let's put it this way, I don't save every single thing, but there are things that spark joy.
That's it. I'm not sending 5-minute sketches to anyone ever again.
No, you better keep doing them sending them to me.
So I don't think I actually saved any like the quick 5-minute ones. At least nothing that's not been posted to like fan art.
As your boss, I require you to continue sending those things to me.
I mean, I think you've seen almost everything I've drawn for Sita except for, like,
Apparently this
one
most recent thing.
really bad thing It was his Dragonborn that he's doing a nudist run of, just in like a slightly cropped dotty position. But I didn't try very hard, so it looks like garbage.
That is your opinion, and it is wrong. Also, I did not see that, and
You
I want to
haven't
see
even-
it.
Let's put it this way: it's significantly better than basically a 5-minute drawing. It's significantly better than anything I can draw in an hour.
You haven't even seen it, and you think my opinion is wrong.
Yes.
Though I do have to also chuckle Zim. I think in the co-op playthrough you're doing with Rex and Ren, like what kind of dragon did you go for your sorcerer?
Blue.
For the dragon ancestry?
Yeah, the dragon sorcerer thing.
What was the base dragon you did?
Silver, I think?
Gotcha. Because I went with a bronze dragonborn with the blue dragon ancestry. so we were not that far apart for my playthrough.
Hello, Malabelle. How is the new trader?
That looks valuable.
Very nice.
No, it's awful.
See, like I said, your opinion is wrong. That is very nice art. I knew what I was talking about.
Them all.
You're biased.
Mwah.
You're so biased.
Mwah. Mwah.
I appreciate the kindness, but I know that there's so much more I need to improve on.
Out of curiosity, Rdyjin, have you ever done like one of those art challenges where you try to draw something in like 10 seconds, 2 minutes, and 10 minutes, or whatever the time acronyms are?
Not a specific challenge, but I've done figure drawings like that in the past. Which figure drawing is something I want to pick back up at some point. Because it's good.
Indeed.
By the way, Actually, for both of you. Apparently, Whiskers would like to do a tabletop session thing where your actions in the game are whatever you draw them to be. I need to
So
actually...
like draw detectives.
I think that's the exact one that he sent me, yes. He wants to do that. So I'm like, hey, yeah, I can look into getting that set up. Obviously, I am no artist, but I could at least be the storyteller, I suppose. But I have to actually find time to watch that video.
Well, let's watch it together tonight.
Works for me.
Ah, yes. 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes.
There's live music.
Yay! Oh, I only got silver on that. But I got the achievement I needed. At least for that part.
I mean, I could always do one like that right now if you want me to, Seda.
No, you don't have to. It's more of curiosity also. Like, I feel bad because it's also really late.
What is...
For you?
I think we're both confused by that statement. Is that supposed to mean something?
I feel bad for sparking something and then, like, you suggesting that you could do it now, and then I probably have to go to bed.
Alright, let's see you do it now,
You have to
Rdyjin.
go to bed in 11 minutes and 10 seconds?
Valid.
Yes,
I mean,
that I've seen those.
yeah, and I'm gonna just say the reason why that came to mind is because, like, I know you're kind of critiquing your arc there, Rydgen, but like I just said, like, those are 5-minute sketches. Like, they're going to have a lot of imperfections and things that, you know, you're never going to get right the first time. So, like, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it, because, like, 5 minutes, like, that's phenomenal for 5 minutes. Being able to capture, like, that amount of form and detail in such a quick amount of time, even for, like, a rough first draft, like, that's amazing. Obviously, like, art's,
Did I
like...
actually save that file? I think I deleted that file.
fair.
I don't think I saved it. Unfortunate, because then I could have seen how long I actually put into it, because it wasn't actually 5 minutes.
But even if it's just, like, effectively just a quick little doodle, like...
Greetings.
that's, you know, an incredible amount of skill in a relatively short period of time.
Well, let's
Or-
take...
Good to meet you.
Okay, I can't show this on stream. Where is OBS?
On my dream. How can I help?
So the Seda pole dance was apparently 17 minutes. And that was the dart $1,000,000 joke thing.
See, that's really good.
May Cormir enlighten you.
Possibly even phenomenal.
I'm surprised you didn't go for bucktastic.
Also, my stream was frozen anyway.
Mwah.
Haha. Mwah.
And you shall find.
Oh lord, why is that the thing that comes up on Blue Sky for me?
Mer?
How's it going? Good to meet you.
I have questions. I don't think I want answers.
Okay, I am way too curious. Probably far more curious than I should be for my own sanity. Share.
Greetings.
I did share.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I like it.
Oh. Whiskers tonight kept frickin' apologizing because he was taking
My
breaks.
time is precious.
It's like, that's okay. You're allowed to take breaks. You should take breaks. Take breaks!
No.
Life is a trial. Code of the judge and code of the jury.
Just a little break as a treat.
Good to meet you. May Cormir enlighten you. How can I help? Seize the moment.
Oh boy.
May the Six watch over you.
May Lissa aid you.
You seek knowledge?
You got the guts? Play Dragon Ball.
Greetings.
Do you need my help?
Co-pilots, I sent you pilots.
May Lissa aid you.
How's it going? Greetings.
The answers lie hidden around
Greetings. You seek knowledge? May the Six watch over you.
Nanook! Hello, Nanook. How the heck are ya?
Knowledge is bliss.
May Lissa aid you.
Good to meet you.
Someone's wowing and arting.
How's it going?
No, this is actually Guild Wars 2, not World of Warcraft. Much better game. Guild wowing and arting. What game are you waiting to release?
How can I help?
Thank you. He's such a good boy.
Good to meet you.
Rex is such a good boy. Yes, he is. Oh, yes, you are. Such a good boy.
May the six watch over you.
I never played the first one, so I wouldn't know much about that, but I know I definitely really want to get that game that you've been playing that I cannot remember the name of right now, but it is on my wish list and I am waiting for
Good to meet you.
it to be more affordable for me.
Coda's blessings upon
Greetings.
you. The answers lie hidden around you.
War Tales, yes, that's the one. But yeah, there's just some, there is a, event in the game right now, and I'm just kind of grinding for a reward that I want, because it's really cool.
Life is until we meet again, Coda the Judge.
Sharp blades, sharp mind.
And sitting here, keeping Seda up with interesting conversations.
Are you well?
You're failing miserably now.
Everything is relative.
It's like you lost your momentum. I'm falling asleep. I'm contemplating going to
Okay,
go
well,
brush
let's
my
talk
teeth.
about your art, Zeta.
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's talk about your art, or we could even discuss that those design ideas that you have for Lycanroc art.
On
Maybe
the
Rdyjin's right here.
I mean, on the
Rdyjin
former,
is right.
and very cute head pats.
More violence, I say. Less violence.
You're being head petted by the Rockruff.
Good to meet you.
Pray does not turn into a triple attack.
My time is precious.
May the six watch over you.
But on the former, I haven't done anything, but I am starting to have that spark in the back of my mind. Like, yes, I do want to actually pick up and start using the drawing tablet again. So not much to say there, but the winds are shifting.
Good. Good.
Yeah, I've got art that I want from you.
I know you gave me some stuff to color that I've not even put a base layer on yet.
Everything is relative.
Well, now I'd probably prefer the TF Talkie first.
I would prefer the coloring first.
Fair.
And on the latter,
Did you need something?
yeah, just kind of me wanting to do a different approach for design iteration for Dart. Because I feel like my approaches so far with like designing Dart's evolution has been probably a little bit too pigeonholed.
How so?
Um, well, essentially, I've been working off of essentially like existing Lycanroc art to come up with like design ideas and then make add-ons onto that. And all that's effectively doing is making a very busy looking Anthro Lycanroc. So what I'm kind of interested in is starting the design process in some regards from scratch. Not completely tossing everything that's all the thoughts and discussions that have gone into Dart's evolution concept so far, but essentially for a matter of exercise, assuming, well, what if we didn't have those discussions? You know, what would, you know, a couple different, you know, 2 or 3 different, you know, design iterations look like if you saw Dart's Rockruff form and you said, hey, design an evolution for that? You know, what would one look like if, you know, you essentially erase the idea of Lycanroc from your brain? Like, what would that evolution look like? What would it look like if you said, well, hey, try to keep the heritage of Lycanroc in there, so it's like you can still kind of call it a Lycanroc, but you know it's, you know, still within that regional form category, almost like a lowland Persian, for example. You know, for some regards, still considered a regional form when you look at like Rug Trio and stuff. You know, being completely separate Pokemon, but I digress. You know, like, if one were to take, like, you know, 1 or 2 iterations down either design path, what kind of ideas, you know, could be presented? Because, you know, I like the ideas I've come up with, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? Since, like, I don't envision Dart evolving, or at least having a permanent evolution after that, like, I kind of want to make sure I do it right, and...
Wait,
Yeah,
what do you mean by he's not going to have a permanent evolution?
After that.
Oh, you mean, okay.
Yeah, like, I definitely can see, like, us going down the process of, like, having mega evolutions or, you know, form change, but I feel like when Dart evolves into a Lycanroc, he's going to be a Lycanroc. I don't think there's, like, a third Evo after that.
Yeah.
Though, mind you, considering what we've seen with Gen 9, might be mistaken, because we do have the, Applin getting a 3rd evolution branch, and it actually being a 3-stage as opposed to a 2-stage, but... well, that's actually also part of the process, like... You know, what if Dart was a 3-stage evolution as opposed to a 2-stage? What would that look like?
So
kind of the, like...
This is
You
all...
first.
This is sounding to me like what you might actually want is an idea from Rdyjin, an idea from Whiskers, and, you know, so on.
Potentially.
Instead of just, you know, only Rdyjin doing a bunch of different designs. By all means, I might be wrong on that, but that sounds like that might be more akin to what you're wanting.
I mean, not opposed, because I feel like there's 2 very different approaches, just in terms of one being like, hey, if you had complete freedom to take like take Dart in any direction you want, probably with the only stipulation I would say being keep keep him like, or make him anthro or bipedal. Because that's probably like the one firm like route I want to go down is like I want to potentially turn Dart's evolution into a suit down the road. So it being bipedal, would make a lot of sense. But yeah, basically the two approaches of, having complete freedom of designing an evolution, and then one that's trying to keep that Lycanroc heritage. How would you kind of take a steel ground Rockruff, down a regional path where you are still keeping that steel ground identity, but also still making it Lycanroc-ish enough.
Attain the awesome.
And I hope by going through that process, like figuring out, like, hey, I didn't quite think about that, and actually I really like that. Let's incorporate that into the final design. Let's incorporate that element into the final design, and kind of like use that as a different way of iterating, as opposed to kind of like iterating on the existing ideas. If that kind of makes sense, as much as my almost 6 a.m. brain can kind of make sense of.
Well, I can see Rdyjin has already brought up the Dart Art.
I feel like I should be scared.
How can I help?
I feel like I should be scared because I'm like, I was approaching you. This is a commission.
How can I help?
I mean, you can still pay for it afterwards.
This is true.
I can trust you to do that, right?
I mean, look, have I like pulled the rug under it before on anything
No.
related to commissions?
That's why I said I
can
can trust you.
you, right, Dart?
What was that, Rdyjin?
Jet can trust you, right, Dart?
You're gonna let him be happy with his book, right?
How can I
He's
help?
learning so many things that he can use to help people.
That looks valuable.
You wouldn't take away his only source of non-stress, right?
How's it going? Knowledge is bliss.
Remember to
So,
brush your
just
teeth
to
twice
make
a day.
Sure to make sure I understand what you're saying, you're kind of wanting one version where I just take Dart and evolve Dart into some form of bipedal
That looks
creature
valuable.
without utilizing any knowledge of what Lycanroc looks like. And then
It-
also a version where I do the same, but also keeping closer to Lycanroc.
Yeah. And on the first version, like, complete artistic freedom.
Six watch over you.
Just, I know you and I have had extensive conversations, Rdyjin, about like, and sorry, I have something in my eye. We've had extensive conversations about like, what a Dart Eva would look like. In that first case, just like disregard all that, just bipedal Pokemon. And that actually probably just be the small second asterisk I put on things, like with whatever direction is gone in, just bipedal and like still kind of Pokemon-ish. Like, don't want to have like basically just don't want things to be too
I would
humanoid.
still be looking at like the steel ground type and making it like it wants to be a believable Pokemon still.
Yeah.
Greetings.
And then on the latter one, just like something that like keeps to, or at least like feels like it's a bit more related to Lycanroc on the family tree. Because I mean, like we've seen some evolutions that like start as a regional form, but then go into their own evolution completely. Um, it's a very, admittedly, Pokemon has a very murky line on that regard. Um,
Anything can be a Pokemon if you believe hard enough, Seda.
oh god, this is where we're going to find out that the Wonder Bags we've been holding are all actually just Pokemon. But yeah,
Wait.
overall, like, I feel like because I want to do that, just, there might be something I'm not even thinking about. Like,
How are there Galarian forms of the legendary birds?
d-
Like he said earlier, the concept of evolution is loose in Pokemon. Also, hey there, Riley Riolu. Welcome in.
I thought. I mean, granted, I really don't know that much about Pokemon lore, but I thought, like, with the legendaries, there was supposed to be, like, one of them. So when you catch the legendaries in the game, you're catching the singular one of them.
I mean, they have, like, especially in the anime, kind of glossed around that a little bit because there was, like, one particular episode of Pokemon where you had, like, clearly a mother Lugia and a baby Lugia that got, like, captured by Team Rocket or something. So yeah, I feel like the determination of like what is a truly one and done legendary and which one's just kind of like a, I don't know, effectively like a monster from Monster Hunter in terms of like rarity is like also very murky. Like in the games they're pretty one and done, but yeah. But the to add to your confusion, Rydin, I could send you two Bulbapedia articles, like one on regional forms and then one on ecologically similar Pokemon. And you look at them, it's like, wait, how is, Vulpix, have a fire Cantonian form and then a ice Alolan form be same Pokemon but regionals, but then you look at Tentacool and Toadscool and you're like, how are they not regional forms?
Oh, I'm doing well, Riley.
Well, I can answer that.
How are you? And go ahead, Rydin.
I can answer that one pretty easily, Seda. It's because they need to just make as many fish species as possible to populate the oceans, even though no one cares about the fish.
But that's the funny thing. Toadscool, which is the new one they introduced in Gen 9, is actually a ground grass Pokemon that walks on land. They took the water type and they're just like, what if it was actually walking?
O'Reilly's got insomnia.
My time is precious.
Oh, yeah, that is always a pain. Sorry to hear, Riley. Oh, hey, Vari. What are you doing up? But yeah, Riley, I stream so long. I mean, today alone, I've been streaming for 10.5 hours. And I ain't done yet.
Oh, and don't forget, apparently we have a video to watch now, so don't stream all your energy away.
I won't.
Good boy.
Ugh. What's up?
Noodle drag.
Noodle.
Oh, one of those situations, Vari. So right now I am using the TF Talkies, Riley. This isn't necessarily one of my characters, it's just a species. You can transform me through many different things. If you do !! potion, it'll give an explanation of how that all works.
And there are a couple of his characters in there as well.
There are.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. You want me to redraw the other razor? I forgot about that.
That's up to you. I would like it. Alright, I think that's the best I can do for right now. Let's see? Dragon. I just need a different chess piece, I think.
I will now TF use them. Oops. Riley also TF'd too. I was gonna TF you back into human, but now you're turning into Red Panda.
Is this really a terrible fate?
I mean, Seda, I think I need to turn you into a Red Panda as well, don't I?
What?
Just think how nice it would be to only have to worry about where the next pile of apples is.
I mean, apples are quite nice. Damn it.
What's up?
I was about to hit the red potion.
Well, Riley, Squirrel is available through the potions. That link there with the that Google Docs is something that Ido put together. And basically, as it says, you gotta go the Persona potion route first. and then you start going down blue. Do let him get there. Or help him along getting there.
I was helping.
May the six watch over you.
For science! Which I guess going back on the whole...
Awesome. Even when you're... Zim,
Super.
even when you're partially TF'd as a stable root, your ears are very non-fillable.
You're nomfable. Mwah.
Mwah. What were you saying, Zeta?
I was gonna say, and I guess that's, you know, at least for my dart exercises, I guess that's another fun way to look at it. I'm just giving the keys to the lab over, I'm just being like, do what you wish to, my boy.
Those are...
I do have some interesting ideas already.
That is a very dangerous thing you have just said.
Especially to me, I think.
How's it going?
Oh, look, I know the... You know, the, I do realize what I'm potentially unleashing once Dart evolves.
Hmm? Alright. Zim, I'm gonna DM you something because I'm not gonna go with this idea, but the idea amuses me so much, I need to share it with you. But I'm not gonna tell it to Seda in case I do go with playing around with this idea.
How's it going?
I mean, like, if you want to play around with a couple ideas, I'm not gonna stop. Like, if there's, like, two different concepts that you find good, like, be creative.
It's so stupid, but I love the idea.
How can I help?
Oh my god!
You know, I was gonna say, you know, even the stupid ideas have some merits, but you know, that reaction makes me a little concerned.
I definitely don't think he would like that. So I think you might as well just share it and not attempt it.
May the six watch over you.
And this is when he surprises me by being like, you know, that's not a bad idea.
So this is where my brain's gonna probably be like, I actually see, like, some merit in a part of the idea.
Yes, Riley. One more and it should be done, and then you'll see the evolution potion open up.
I have everything we need.
Alright, Seda. Picture this. I'll take you on a journey, alright?
Okay, I'm closing my
Pretend
eyes.
you're Dart.
Okay, I'm pretending I'm Dart.
And you're at a heavy metal concert. You're banging your head to the beat of the song.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a mosh pit. And then you start evolving. And your ears start getting longer. But it's not your ears that are getting longer, it's the metal bits on your ears as they expand until they're full-fledged swords. And you're headbanging to the music and slaughtering everyone in front of you by accident.
As soon as you started with that description, I'm like, oh god. Hey, New Year's, hey, Frost. And yeah, there you go, Riley. You got Squirrel. Now you can see his evolution by going down the evolution potion route. But yeah, Riley, I've got over 35 different forms you guys can TF me into.
Riley Riolu likes the Riolu more. I never would have guessed.
Yeah. I'm just letting him know the options.
Including cumin.
Ugh.
But I have to say, Rdyjin, while I definitely would not go down that route, I do appreciate it because I spent a good number of years Twitch moderating and then Discord moderating for a streamer that actually is in a heavy metal band. And their community is called the Mosh Pit. So I do appreciate that connection, actually.
You know, Seda, there is an event on this game that I need to show you now. Unfortunately, I don't think it's active right in this moment. What was it?
Is it called the Mosh Pit?
No.
Dumb idea for a TF. In this community, I don't think there are any dumb ideas for a TF.
So, there is a band in Guild Wars 2 called Metal Legion. They are a metal band. And in-game, you can go up to a stage, and actually, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do to help with the show. Like, sometimes the machines are going to start... The speakers and such are going to start being weird, and elementals are going to pop out, and you got to go kill those. Other times, you got to jump in the crowd and just jump up and down to get the crowd hyped up, and meanwhile, you've got some actually really good fucking music going, and it is so high energy and so much fun. God, when is the next one? I guess it's only once a day. Really?
I carry only the highest quality ones.
Well, I think that's my cue to go to bed.
But hold on, I gotta...
Zim,
Okay.
my parents have awoken.
Oh, fair enough. Sleep well.
Yes. But I'll
Yeah.
toss this.
Oh, nice.
I'll toss this song into your guys' DMs because the metal concert thing reminded me of that. So for listening at another time. But yeah, you beans have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you all later.
Wait, Seda!
Mhm.
They've got one in just over an hour.
I need to sleep. I won't make it an hour.
Alright, sleep well.
It's 4:16 a.m.
Good night.
Yeah, and the next concert is at 5:40.
You're cute.
May the six watch over you.
Awesome.
Rdyjin.
Mwah.
Mwah. Yeah, I forgot that they sometimes have the ridiculously huge pauldrons in this game.
Say what you will about my Swordier's idea, but at least it's definitely a new direction.
Oh, yes, definitely. I don't think we were
It's just slightly too
faulting it.
Digimon and not Pokemon enough.
You know, you're right. It is absolutely a Digimon thing. But yeah, Riley, I love these TF talkies. They are so much fun. I got a lot of different combinations you guys can go through with them.
Here's a preview of another one that's getting worked on too.
Ah yes, Rdyjin's working on a new one. But it is already looking so good.
You know I'm gonna be in tears by the end of this, right?
Why?
Fuse is a creature that needs to be painted, not lined.
I don't think I'm gonna be going with that, Riley. Sorry. That does not appeal to me. I'm certain
That
there
does
are
remind
people
me
out
of,
there that are that would be interested, but it is not for me.
See, that kind of thing always reminds me of that episode from Billy and Mandy where Billy just becomes chocolate.
I do not recall that.
That had to be Billy and Mandy, right?
Oh, it
Like, I
absolutely
can't
sounds
think
like
of anyone else
something
that would be
that...
stupid.
It sounds like something that would show up in it, but I haven't seen every episode of it, so...
Oh. Well, we need to get back to watching. It's the 28th episode from season 3. So, okay, Zem, I've got something for you.
Uh-oh.
Would it valid form of would it valid form of TF if it were a form of if Kirby swallowed you and took your power?
No, thank you.
I'm not saying if you would like it. I'm saying would this be valid TF?
Technically. I'm sure there's at least one person out there into that.
Like Rex.
I'm not sure Rex is actually into that. I think he would go with it for the memes, but I don't think that's something that he'd be into. And then again, I could be wrong.
These days Kirby can just turn into like Kirby's can just turn into like bricks and sidewalk and cars and whatever else. Kirby in his Zen costume would be mega cute. Oh.
No.
Hold on, let me.
Don't you even dare. Rdyjin. You have gone quiet, and that concerns me.
Awesome.
What are you plotting?
You have no need to be concerned.
What are you
May the six
plotting?
watch
Rdyjin, why?
I'm just working on Vari's piece right now.
But I know horrible things are going through that head of yours.
Ouch.
Don't even give me that. Not when you started a statement the way you did.
I don't know what you're talking about, honey.
Really? Huh.
Good to meet you.
I have apparently never actually picked up steel dye before. Somehow.
I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, I think I like just the steel on that. Oh, those only have one dye spot? Oh. Now I gotta find different gloves.
How's it going?
I mean, I do have some very niche TFs, Riley. I'm not against them. They're just not a, priority. Because, these TFs, the TF things are not exactly cheap. Well, depending on who I get to do them.
What do you need?
How can I help?
So Zim, is it too early to start thinking about April Fool's ideas?
Oh no. Why?
No reason.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about the Persona series, Frost, aside from they actually have, you know, good music. And to answer your question, Rdyjin, I suppose it isn't too early?
How far would you be willing to go just to mess with one specific person in your community, Zim?
Depends on the person.
Mala.
That depends. I am very willing to go very far to mess with him.
Greetings.
However, if it's something that's going to cost money or such, nah.
What day does April Fool's land on? Tuesday. Perfect.
I think that would be too much of an investment. But I do like the idea.
All right.
Well, I suppose I could make it relatively cheap by going with a certain artist. There's a couple of artists that don't charge that much that I could poke for it. Doesn't help me actually have the money for it right now, but you know.
Dang it.
There. I think that's about as close to squirrel as I can get.
Unrelated to everything. Um, in the process of doing fan art for Wild Traditions and how I named my files, I did discover that the Cobalt Nova ship is actually very good because you would just call it the Nobalt.
What do you need?
Oh my god.
I mean, Kova also works pretty well too. So, you know, either way, it's great. It's much better than Reich or Spain.
More people should learn to bark.
Or, Spiggy. Okay, now I kind of want to force Red to bring back Ziggy just for that.
I'm rich.
Sorry, Ren. I need you to no longer play Rain and instead play Ziggy. Why? Just so I can, just so we can call the ship Spiggy. I'm gonna present that idea to him tomorrow.
May the Six watch over you.
I guess this one's probably the most squirrel bow.
Greetings. Good to meet you.
How's it looking so far, Vari? I think that looks pretty good. Now, how much is actually gonna... Really? None of it?
None of it.
Actually, none of my changes are there. They did save, right? Please tell me that I did not go through all that work for nothing.
You did not go through all that work for nothing. Anything else I should tell you?
That I am awful and dumb. Ah, there we go.
You're
Oh,
beautiful and lovely.
It's missing the wings, but... I think that's a decent job. The true end game of any MMO fashions. Well, it's only an hour until that next event, and we could go and enjoy that and stuff.
Greetings.
May the six watch over you.
Good to meet you.
And the wings work. Well, sort of. I can use them to glide, but I can't actually fly with them. Oh! Apparently trying to go all the way down there, kicks you out of it. Well, you're ready to go down and run around in the arena a bit. Though I suppose that is a fair, make sure somebody doesn't get stuck down there, kind of thing. 'Cause, there's no way out of there. Except through... Well, no, because waypoints in the city are free. Though I suppose if you somehow got down there and avoided every single waypoint along the way, you would be stuck. But either way...
Good to meet you.
Rdyjin, cute dook doo doo dook. Rdyjin, cute dook doo doo dook. Rdyjin, cute dook doo doo dook. Rdyjin, cute. Mwah.
Six watch over you.
Well, I look forward to showing this off to Rex and Ren tomorrow. Though it seems Mala will not be joining us, so it'll just be the three. But that said, I think this is where we are going to call it for this evening, everyone. Hi, Brian. Bye, Brian. Thank you all so much for joining us today for Guild Wars 2, as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or commissioning one of the artists that I manage for, such as Rdyjin that joined us this evening. And of course, don't forget that we also have a 3D artist. Conrad is always looking for more commissions. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everyone, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Do.